We're here on the Writers Exchange with Ava Holly Lewis, who is the author of You Can Always Find a Flush in There. It looks like a couple cards being flushed down the toilet. Okay, so first of all, what did you tell us? Show us the cover of your book and tell us what the book is about.
Well, this is funny peeks inside the restroom and how they relate to starting a business. So for a new person in business or an established person in business, there's a lot of little nuggets of tips in there on things that you should be doing with your business, whether you're brand new or whether you're established. And I have a nice way to relate them to the crazy stories that always happen to me in public restrooms.
Okay, I would ask you some questions about that, but I know your daughter and I would just feel, and your husband, so I would feel like just real uncomfortable asking about some of your stories.
On the good side.
Okay, so tell me one of the stories that does not include birth control, I guess, and the public restroom.
Okay.
And business.
Well, we have one where, my dad used to have a junior department store that I ran. And we had a guy that ran the men's clothing department. And he was not only a sales manager for my father, but he was also kind of the go-to guy, if you needed stuff done. Well, my father had apartment buildings that he rented out. And one of them was next to the one where we live. So we get a call from the tenant one day that there's a problem with the toilet. And my father said, okay, don't use the toilet until we can get somebody over there to check it out. Now, they only had one bathroom in that apartment. So I guess, I don't know what happened with that. They didn't remember what he said, or someone didn't know not to use the toilet, and they used the bathroom, and what happened next was really pretty incredible. They call my father, and there's a big problem over there, and they have to go check it out. So my father calls the guy that runs the men's department, says, go down to the apartment, find out what the problem is with the toilet. So he goes down there, and then my father was not the most patient person in the world. His temper would go off in a heartbeat, but 5 minutes later he would be forgotten all about it, you know what I mean? So he goes down to the apartment, and he calls my father up, and my father had like the most horrible day that day. I remember that day. And he says to my father, I just have one question for you. And my father says, I don't have time for this. What's the problem over there? And he says, do I pull him up or do I pull him down? And what happened was the guy fell through the floorboard using the restroom because it was soft there. Right. And he got stuck kind of between floor 1 and floor 2.
Okay. So what's the business lesson from this story?
Well, I can't tell you the whole thing. But
okay. All right. You buy the book, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. But it's looking for the cracks in your business.
Okay.
Looking for those things that shouldn't get by you. And sometimes they do, but you have to look for the pitfalls and things that can take your business down. Okay.
Now, if somebody wants to book you for a book signing or to come in and speak, how can they get in contact with you, Ava?
The best way is at the website, which is the number 4astar.com.
Okay.
That's the best way. They can call me directly. Should I give my phone number?
Sure.
It's 609-457-4103. And I don't give that number to everybody, so it's exclusive to the Little Wellness Arts Center.
Okay. Now I understand you may be looking for some other writers, poets, people to add to your publishing brand for A Star Publishing.
Yes, we do work with the indie author. We have a package deal to help them not only self-publish. Actually, they're not self-publishing, they'd be publishing through us, but the cost is the same, is why I make the comparison. Except a lot of indie authors that go to self-publish will get a stack of books like this and then go, now what? So we kind of help them through the process of setting up some book signings and getting them, what they need to do to have these to hand out, because obviously we're doing a lot of things online these days. But you need to have a book to sign it, to give it out. It's a great business card, it's a great calling card, and then you get a signature and your book. So it's kind of nice to do it that way. We are doing You Can Always Find a Flush in There again, and we will have people submit stories of their own experiences in the restrooms and how they relate to business. So
Oh, okay.
we will be taking those, and they can submit, their name and write online, and we can have a conversation after that.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Ava.
Thank you for having me, as always, Raymond.
All right. Take care.
Take care.